family tree starts with these people. These people start the photo up here. They start it, it's just them in there, and their kids on the top. And he is one of the kids, he's the oldest. And I remember her because when I was 12 years old, I went to New York with my mother, and I met her. Then I came back, and after a while, I didn't meet him. I know who he is, but I didn't meet him. And she died in New York several years later. I think she was like 86. But they brought her body to Michigan City, where all her kids were, to bury her.
This was your grandma?
Huh?
This is your grandma or your great-grandma?
My great-grandmother. That was his mother. And he had 8 cemetery lots, and he wanted his mother to have one. So they brought her back from New York. And that's about all. And then this was my grandmother and my mother, her parents. My mother was the oldest of 6 kids, 5 girls and 1 boy. She came over from Italy. She was born in Borgetto, Sicily, Italy. And my mother came over from, my grandfather left Italy to come to the United States, and then he looked around and find something what he wanted. Then he went back to Italy to get my grandmother and the 3 kids. She only had 3 at that time. But they wouldn't let him come back because he had a rash on his arm, and he had to get it cured before he came. So then he did come back by himself, but then she came with the 3 kids on the boat. My mother said it took 30 days, and that was in 1911, because my mother was born in 1899, and she was 11 years old when she came. And she said that the boat was so bad that the water was on the boat, like would splash on the boat, and you'd slip. And she thought by hanging on the railing, she's holding 1 infant and 2 little ones are there, and by hanging on the railing, she was safe. But the kids started to almost fall like over the railing, and she didn't know what to do, so she grabbed them both. My mother said she grabbed, my mother grabbed one, and she was holding one, so she said she grabbed them by the neck, pulled them away from the railing. But that was it. That's all she told me about their trip. And they all landed in Michigan City, Indiana, and I love Michigan City, but my mother came to Chicago when my sister and brother were small, and I was born in Chicago.